All right, let's take a look at the top deals on Amazon for family board games. You can find all of this information at theperfectboardgame.com. If you scroll down, there are all of the best Amazon deals listed by categories. We're going to be looking primarily at the family list over here. But before we do that, let's just take a look at some of the overall deals. Now, I made a video about the top deals last week, and a lot of the games here are repeats. But there are a few new arrivals, so we'll look at those first, and then we'll jump over to the family games. The first two games here, Discover Lands Unknown and Colonists, I don't really recommend either of those games, even though there's a huge discount on them. Discover Lands Unknown is a bit of a rat's nest. There's just too many pieces, and I don't think the gameplay pays off. Same thing with Colonists. Huge, epic game, very time consuming. That's not a game that I would personally recommend. The first one on here that might be worth considering is Dungeons and Dragons Adventure Begins. Now, I am not I'm not really a D&D player at all, but this game looks like a great introductory game for a group of friends that wants to explore D&D for the first time. It's very interesting how this is set up. Players take turns being the dungeon master, and they're reading off of cards for the events, and they're kind of creating a story. But this is very light D&D, and for the price, I mean, look over here, it's $11.58. I'd say if you have any interest in D&D at all, and you've never had a chance to play, this might be a great way to get into it. The next deal, we're actually going to see some overlap with Just One. This is one of the family games, so I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Sushi Go, Splendor, Elysium, Codenames, Charterstone, and Taj Mahal. These are all repeats from last week. In this list, you'll find that sometimes things go on discount and they stay on discount for a while. If you would like to see more frequent changes, the thing to look at is the recent price drops. This changes about every single day. It's almost impossible to keep up with by making a video every week. But best deals here, of those that are still on the list, I still recommend Elysium. Charterstone is a legacy game, and there's a great discount on that one. Taj Mahal is also very interesting. I mean, honestly, all these games are very interesting. I've talked about Sushi Go and Codenames before on my channel. These are all really worth looking into. And if you want more information about that, go ahead and check out the video from last week. Okay, let's jump over to the family games now. Like I said, the best deal in family games is Just One. So I took advantage of this deal. This looks like an excellent game for many players. What's happening in this game is a player has to guess a word, and all of the other players can help out by providing a hint. But if there are any duplicates, then those duplicates are eliminated. So you have to think of unique hints, but you can't, of course, consult each other. That's why it's called Just One. Only one of each hint can be used. Sounds like an excellent party game. I have not played it yet, but I bought this game, and it has not yet arrived. I'm going to be playing it with my family during the holidays. Sushi Go and Splendor, great games. Again, those are ones that are last week we talked about. So Kingdom Builder, it's really nice to see that this is on discount. This is by the same designer of Dominion, and in this game you are placing tiles to spread out across a map. A while ago I highly recommended Explorers. Kingdom Builder is similar to the game Explorers, a little bit older, but I think this is a lot of fun. Takenoko. This is one of my games on my Everdell list. What it does is a beautiful game about growing a garden. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, in fact, you know what? We can click in here and take a look at the components. It looks like that. I mean, it's incredible. You've got these bamboo shoots and the panda, gardener, and everybody has their own player mats. They're all moving the pieces on the board. They share this in common, and they're competing to get victory points that satisfy conditions for the gardener or the panda, or the layout of the garden. Now, Alhambra. This is a game that I haven't played before. It looks really interesting, though. It's a tile placing game, and the way you place tiles is by paying for them. And you pay them by collecting cards. So you're collecting cards, You're drafting cards, you're managing your hand of cards in order to pay for tiles that you place on the map. One of the things I think is very interesting about this game is that a lot of tile placing games, the shape isn't what's important. What you pay attention to is adjacencies. But in this game, there are rules about the walls around the perimeter of your city that you're building. And in this game, you can change the layout of your city during the course of the game, which I think makes that really interesting and very unique. So that's Alhambra. $42. Okay. Space Base. Now, Space Base, if you've ever heard of the game Machi Koro, this is kind of like, in my opinion, an improved Machi Koro. What you're doing, yeah, there we go, is each of these represents a roll from dice. So you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you roll the dice, everyone's going to look and see which of their ships activates. So if I rolled a 4, that would 2, 3, 4. So this would be the 4, and there are all these cards that I've drafted on the 4 that are going to have an effect when that 4 gets rolled. And so you're kind of just building your engine, and you're sort of playing the probabilities as well. Looks like a really neat game. Not a very strong space theme, but kind of really interesting gameplay. That's Space Base. Monopoly. I mean, I don't even know. Monopoly's on sale. I'm not even going to talk about Monopoly. Istanbul. Now, this is actually Istanbul Big Box. You see the price is $53. The thumbnail, though, is incorrect. This is what the game actually looks like. And Istanbul, I highly recommend this game. This is a fantastic game. You've got video tutorials down here if you want to learn how to play it. But what's happening is you're moving your pawns around the city and performing different actions. It requires very careful planning, and it's just an excellent race to collect the most gems. Highly recommended by my video about games that are comparable or better than Catan. And then lastly, this one's listed as a family game, but it only plays 2 players. It's definitely a family game because it's not a very complex war game. Memoir 44. So what's happening in Memoir 44 is you're getting these action cards, and there's not a... Oh, here you go. This is what the game sort of looks like. You've got these excellent battlefields, and you're moving your soldiers around and attacking. The 2 sides are attacking each other, and you're playing cards to modify the attacks and rolling dice to determine the outcome of the attacks. In that regard, it reminds me a little bit of Risk, but what makes it really attractive is the battlefields that you're playing on and the pieces. This is a high-quality production game. It's Days of Wonder. So Days of Wonder is the same company that does Ticket to Ride and Small World. So really nice game. I think that this would be very interesting to students in like middle school age, especially. I mean, not that adults wouldn't like to play this game as well, but just a simpler war game. So those are the games that are new on theperfectboardgame.com. Yeah, hope that was helpful. And if you subscribe, I will continue to make videos updating what is changing, and hopefully you'll find some great new additions to your collection. All right, enjoy and have a wonderful holiday. Safe travels. I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.